Welcome to part 2 of the Automatic Supplies Fulfillment video guide. Automatic Supplies Fulfillment is a straightforward, easy-to-use program with the sole purpose of collecting device alerts at your end-user locations and then validating and processing the alerts into supplies orders that can be delivered to a vendor. Part 1 of the Automatic Supplies Fulfillment video guide explained the functionality of the reseller portion of the Automatic Supplies Fulfillment portal during the assessment phase and how to add customers to the program. This video will take you through the contract portion of the ASF program. After setting up your customer during the assessment phase of the ASF program, an email link is sent to the individual defined as Fleet Manager with a request to install the data collection agent. Once the Fleet Manager installs the DCA using PrintFleet's easy-to-use install wizard, the DCA will automatically scan the environment, and data from the devices on the network will begin to be retrieved, validated, and processed in the Link reseller portal. The Fleet Manager will also receive a new devices detected email when the DCA is initially activated, as well as whenever a new device is discovered by the DCA. To begin verifying which devices are going to participate in the ASF program, click on the Devices tab from the home screen of the reseller portal. This opens up the device list section of the ASF portal. Use the drop-down menu in the Search Customers section to select your customer, which will then display a list of all devices associated with that customer. By default, all new devices displayed in the Link portal are linked to the default shipping address established in Step 2 of the assessment phase, or the initial address entered when creating the customer account. Additionally, all devices are initially linked to the Fleet Manager user, meaning that only the Fleet Manager is able to view devices and the orders associated with them. You have the ability to create additional ship-to addresses as well as additional standard users using the address and standard user functionalities located in the Manage Customers tab. However, in a situation where all devices are located on the same default shipping address and no individual users per device are required, there is no need to add additional users or addresses. Moving on to the device list itself, you can see all of the comprehensive information captured by the data collection agent for all of the individual devices. You can use the scroll bar at the bottom of the screen to move it to the right to display additional columns, as well as sorting a column by clicking the column header. To begin choosing which devices are going to participate in the ASF program, we will need to take a look at the Service Demand column. The Service Demand column reflects the device status, or what devices' low toner alerts need to be processed into supply orders. There are three possible statuses: New, which indicates the device has been newly discovered and has not yet been vetted; Managed, which indicates that the device will accept automatic supply replenishment; and Unmanaged, which indicates the device will not be involved in supply replenishment. To change the service demand status, simply click on the status for that device. Switching the service demand status on a device to Managed may alter the ASR Ready column, which would prompt a green checkmark to appear. This means that the device is ready for automatic supply fulfillment. However, switching the service demand status does not guarantee supply fulfillment is possible for that device at this time. This is indicated by the serviceability status column, which specifies if service is supported by the supply vendor for that device. If the serviceability status has a value of not supported, the supply vendor is not yet able to deliver supplies for that device. If the status is set to not supported, the cause for this can be examined by clicking on the Edit button, which opens up the status information section. A device may receive an unsupported status due to the model supported dates, which indicate when a supply vendor will support that model of device. If the supply vendor has indicated that they will only support a device for a period of time, and you are attempting to activate a device on the ASF program outside of that parameter, the device will be unsupported. The other reason a device can be listed as unsupported is due to the firmware of the device itself. The Edit section of each device will indicate if the ASF program is dependent on the firmware version installed on the device, and whether or not the current firmware version is supported. Regardless of the reason, individual cases will require the account manager and customer to discuss the affected devices. The Status Information section also allows you to enter additional information for that specific device. Choosing a start and end date allows you to set a specified time period that alerts will be processed for that specific device, assuming the service demand status is set to Managed. If this is left blank, alerts will process based on the management status alone, giving you increased flexibility in how the program manages alerts. Additionally, you can also input what department the device is located in, and even select a different supply category from the default supplies category you have already selected for this customer. Finally, by selecting the Supply Level Markers button, you can specify what percentage of toner remaining will trigger an alert. Simply click on the Edit button for a toner supply, input the percentage to be used as the threshold for that supply, and click Save. Once you have determined which devices you wish to manage, the last step is to input any additional ship to address details. As we covered earlier, all new devices displayed in the link portal are initially linked to the default shipping address. In the case where not all devices for an end user customer are at the same location, the address function grants the reseller the ability to create additional ship to addresses and then link them to specific devices. To add an additional shipping address, choose the address option from the Manage Customer tab. After selecting your customer and clicking Go, you can create a new address by inputting the address information here. Please note, when setting up the new address information, choosing to define the supply category will overrule the default customer supplies category chosen during the assessment phase for that customer, which would affect all devices linked to the new address. Once the required information is input, click on the Step 2 Devices form to begin linking the new address information to devices. To link to the new address, all you need to do is click on the device line for any devices you wish to link. Doing so will turn the line dark blue, indicating you have selected the device. When you've chosen the devices to be linked to the new address, click Save. You can then use the search option to choose your addresses and see which devices are linked to each address. The final phase of the contract portion of the ASF program is to update your customer by selecting the Add Update Customer tab. Using the search button, select your customer from the drop-down menu and click Search. Select the checkbox beside Contract to activate the ASF program for your customer and click Save. You have now completed both the assessment and contract phases for your customer, and automatic supply fulfillment is ready and active.